my name is Shruti. My roll number is 2501051. And today I am going to talk about India's informal economy. India is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, and yet more than 90% of its workforce had no written contracts, no sick leaves, and no pension. They work in farm construction sites and garment units, producing nearly half of India's GDP, completely outside the formal system. This is not a fringe phenomena, it is the defining feature of India's labor market, and it has consequences that go far beyond welfare. Formal sectors work generate roughly 8 times more output per person than informal workers. The gap is not about effort, it is about access to credit, technology, and protection under the law. Informal workers have none of these. The cost is fiscal too. Business outside the regulatory system does not pay taxes, even as they use the public infrastructures. India passed four labor codes to replace 29 RK laws, but they remain unimplemented. States lack capacity, compliance cost deter small firms. After demonetization in 2016, formalization briefly spiked, then reversed. Shocks create movements, but without structural changes, workers slip back. Three structural shifts in order of depth. First, reform the regulatory cost of formality itself. India's compliance burden means a small firm hiring its 10th worker faces a disproportionate jump in obligations. Reducing the threshold distortion is what converts informal firms into formal ones. Second, expand access to formal credits. Most informal firms are self financed because banks don't lend to the unregistered. Linking GST to credit scoring changes that calculus. Third, and this takes a decade, invest in skilling so that informal workers can move into higher productivity formal employment. India wants to be developed economy by 2047. That ambition does not depends on the productivity of its worker, but about how we are implementing it. Right now, the institution that should reach over 90% of the workforce simply do not. Formalizing India's labor market is not a welfare goal, it is a growth imperative.